Char were civilized, they'd be human. When a Sylvari trims her toenails, can you root the clippings in water? Why can't Orients control their armies? Because they keep falling out of their sleeveys. I just overcharged an Asura. Good thing she was really dumb. What? How do you mend a jack-o'-lantern? With a pumpkin patch. How do you survive an encounter with a dragon? Run faster than Snap. Sometimes I wonder things. Like, are Sylvari ever tempted to make hedge animals of themselves? Why do Asura have such big ears? All the better to hear the screams of their test subjects. Mother says I have a good head on my shoulders. She says I'm bright. Today, for the first time, I prove her right. When is a quaggan like a chicken? When it has flown the coop! What's the difference between a Norn and an Asura? About 6 feet. How do you know when a Char likes you? He asks for seconds. What does a king do when he burps? He issues a royal pardon. When is a thief neither right nor left-handed? When he's caught red-handed. Why do Norn become the bear? Because become the arrogant loudmouth was already taken by the Asura. How many Asura does it take to screw in a fuse? 3. 1 to screw it in, and 2 to tell them how they'd have done it better. When is a human like a Char? Never. If Char were civilized, they'd be human. What's the difference between a Norn and an Asura? About 6 feet. A Hylic once invited me to dinner at the last minute, but I told him, I don't eat on the fly. What's the difference between someone who doesn't laugh at my jokes and a corpse? I don't know either.
How does a dwarf sleep? Like a rock! Now, I almost joined Destiny's Edge, but when they said they planned to kill a dragon, I thought they said fill a wagon, so I slipped out the back. I told an inquest agent I'd kill him if he didn't hand over his Skrit prisoner, and he said, I don't give a Skrit! Some say Asura have no sense of humor. I say any race that invented quincunx spigots must have a sense of humor. I like Sylvari, but I've heard their bark is worse than their bite. Why do adventurers want to die with their boots on? So they don't stub their toes when they kick the bucket. I once met a Norn so stubborn, I was sure he followed the spirit of jackass. I just flew in from the underworld. Boy, are my arms tired. I know a Norn who made his legend by belching the alphabet. What goes ha 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 plop? Someone laughing his head off. What has more lives than a cat? A Hylic! It croaks many times a day! I ran into an ogre the other day. He was hideous, reeked of death, and drool. I almost didn't notice he was undead. Sometimes I wonder things. Like, do Char get hairballs? What sinks to the bottom of the ocean and shakes? A nervous wreck! When is a Norn like an Asura? When the Asura has his beer goggles on! This costume itches. I don't know which would be worse, being stuck in the Mad King's realm or being stuck in his underwear. Wait a minute, that didn't come out right. Which spirits do Norn revere the most? Homebrewed, of course. Hug a Hylic today. This message brought to you by the Make-A-Wart Foundation. What's the best way to cook Ascalonian roast? Char-broil it. What has more lives than a cat? A Hylic! It croaks many times a day! Ever hear the one about the Asura who had lots of friends? Me neither. I like Sylvari, but I've heard their bark is worse than their bite.
Oh! Oh no! I swear they made this costume just for me! Bad puns for the win!